Well, Alexandra Brand from Syngenta joins me now. She's the Chief Sustainability Officer there, and of course Syngenta, one of the co-founders and sponsors of now the 11th Forum for the Future of Agriculture. Welcome to FFA TV. I know that you were part of one of the panels earlier on today talking about the sustainable food and the transition towards it, meaning we haven't quite got there yet. Alexandra, one of your messages was put on your boots and let's get on with it.
This is what Syngenta historically have been standing for. We were going out in the field and trying to work with farmers at scale and look at how can we make a difference. This year we for the first time were able to show that farmers can increase productivity while decreasing greenhouse gases and use less pesticide. And that's a strong contribution. Nobody ever was able to show that. And we come here with this kind of work we are doing, but we are also trying to listen what is really needed and how can we do things at scale, because we cannot do it alone. We can just deploy whatever we have, and we need partners.
So how important are forums like this to listen and to share? Health is a theme this year, to have a healthy debate. I know that you listened to Helal Elva, who was the UN rapporteur for the right to food, and it was a lively debate earlier on today.
Absolutely. So these events are very important. I personally learned this morning a lot. How can we contribute to people being interested in eating healthier foods and at the same time reducing food waste? We have been breeding on reducing food waste with longer shelf life. But we have compromised on the taste of food, and naturally a tomato or other vegetables, they don't taste like you just freshly packed them from the garden. With new technologies coming in, we actually can combine these things, and this will be very welcomed. And I found people who are interested in these technologies and say they are more urgently needed than ever. So this reinforces what we can do, and we do learn where can we actually make better use of our technologies.
Technology to support the farmer was an important message that came through, and that's a message that I'm sure you would want to land here in Brussels. We have the Commissioner for Agriculture talking about CAP reform this afternoon. The moves there, do you feel, are in the right direction?
The great thing about technology, and especially digital technology and data, is that you can achieve both. You can have a policy which really impacts locally, and you can measure at a large scale. So you can get away from a policy which is just implementing top-down. You can say, these are the targets I want to achieve, and you do that locally and you can measure. And this is a dialogue I would like to have more with the Brussels audience. How can we achieve both? A good local implementation and policymakers feeling comfortable that we are going in the right direction.
And what would be your call to action? You know, what more could we do? I mean, for example, Syngenta have the Good Growth Plan. Is that an important step? And how much further can you go in contributing here?
In many areas in Europe, we look at soil and biodiversity. It's a concern for farmers and it's a concern for the general population. Where is biodiversity going? We have overall 200 biodiversity projects, and we learned over the years that it's not a contradiction that farmers have less land available because they set aside for biodiversity. It actually can go hand in hand. It's a different answer for different parts of Europe. And this is knowledge we want to show, we want to discuss, and we want to bring that together, that it's not a contradiction to have a productive farming system in Europe taking care of soil and taking care of biodiversity. It's possible and farmers can do it.
Finally then, what are your hopes for the forum for the rest of today? Do you hear notes of optimism? Do you hear doubts coming in? But overall, your sense of what sustainable citizenship means? Is it moving in the right direction from your expert point of view?
I heard a lot of people giving a feedback on how they've seen an interaction between the private sector, civil society and governments 10 years ago and where we are today. And this is enforced by the Sustainable Development Goals, which gives the private sector a distinct role to play. So we are much better able than ever before to talk with each other and to get in a dialogue without a fear of being accused to interact. Even Queen Noor said that personally to me today over lunch, that she thinks that's a very, very strong change we have been able to accomplish for the past couple of years. And these forums here help to drive this change forward.
Alexandra, thank you very much. Alexandra Brand from Syngenta. Thank you.